Hi all, this is MathDOC. Here we're going to discuss about fast matrix, about factorization of algebraic expressions. First of all, consider an example x squared minus x minus 6 expression. Here we're going to discuss about factorization. Here first of all you check constant term. Here constant term is 6. Now check what are the multiples for 6. We can see 1, 2, 3 and 6. They are multiples. Those can be plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6. Then here in this expression there can be two factors. X square term means there can be two factors. Then as an example I'm going to take this 1 plus 1. When x equals 1 you put 1 to this expression, 1 squared minus 1 minus 6. Then here we get 1 minus 1 minus 6, it is minus 5. Then similarly you substitute x equal 2. You get these multiples and substitute in the expression. Then when x equals 2, 2 squared minus 2 minus 6. 2 squared minus 2 minus 6. Here we get answer 4 minus 2, 2. 2 minus 6 minus 4. So if you can find x value where we get 0 here, then we can find the factor easily. You put x equals 3, then 3 squared minus 3 minus 6. 3 squared 9 minus 3 6, 6 minus 6 0. Here is special one. Here is special one. Therefore now we can identify a factor. You put this 3 the other side, then we get x minus 3. That is a factor. That is a factor. Now let's move further. Therefore now x squared minus x minus 6 expression has a factor x minus 3 surely. Then you can get the other factor easily. Now check, you need x squared. Here x there, then here this term will be x. Here minus 6 need. Then here minus 3 there, you put 2, when you put plus 2, then here x times x squared, minus 3 times plus 2 minus 6, then the other terms will be okay. So that is the method. Then in mind you can do ST easily. Consider expression x squared plus 5x minus 6. You consider constant term 6, get their multiples 1, 2, 3, 6. So just in mind put x equals 1 here. When x equals 1, 1 squared 1 plus 5 into 1, it is 6 minus 6, 0. Then here there will be a factor. When x equals 1 we get 0, then factor will be x minus 1. Then the other factor will be, here x squared need x here, minus 6 there, here minus 1 already there, then only plus 6 you need to put. That is example 2. Example 1. Let example 3. Consider x squared plus 5x minus 6. Now you see constant term here. Get their multiples 1, 2, 3, 6. Just put x equals 1 here. 1 squared plus 5 into 1, it is 6. 6 minus 6, 0. Therefore the factor will be x minus 1. X minus 1. So when you put x equals 1, the factor will be x minus 1. Then the remaining factor, here need x squared. You put x here. Here 6 now, then we need minus plus 6 here. Then you can get minus 6 here x squared. Those are the factors. Another expression x squared minus 9x plus 18. You consider 18, their multiples 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 18. So in mind you put values. When you put x equals 2, then here 2 squared 9 into 2, then that not equal 0. You put x equals 3, 3 squared 9, 9 into 3 minus 27 plus 18, it will be 0. Therefore x minus 3 is a factor. X minus 3 is a factor. Then the remaining factor will be x minus 6. So when you identify a factor, then you can easily get the other factors. Then consider another one, example 5. X squared plus x minus 42. consider here 42, their multiples 1, 2, 7. Likewise you can write all, no? But when you put x equals minus 7, this will be minus 7 square, it is 49, minus 7 plus 42, minus 42 will be 0. So when we put x equals minus 7, the factor will be x plus 7. Then x plus 7 is the factor. Then the remaining factor, here x, this will be 6, and here minus, because minus 46, 42 we need, therefore here plus 7 there, then you need to put minus 6 here. Likewise you can factorize algebraic relations easily. This method we call factor theorem. So summary, first you check constant term and get their multiples. You put 1 by 1 to the expression. If you get 0, then you can get the factor. So when you put x equals 1 to the expression, if it is 0, the factor will be x minus 1. So when you put x equals minus 1 to the expression, if you get 0, then the factor will be x plus 1. So when you put x equals 1, then the factor will be x minus 1. When you put x equals 2, the factor will be x minus 2. When you put x equals minus 1, the factor will be x plus 1. You put x here. When you put x equals minus 2, the factor will be x plus 2. So this method very easy to factor in quadratic relations, cubic relations, likewise those things. It is shortcut method. Thank you for watching us, MathDOC.